Welcome to Community Convener, the official podcast of the Henry County Chamber of Commerce. This is our 7th episode, and we're kicking things off with news from our Emerging Business Leaders program, a spotlight on some of our incredible members and volunteers, some can't-miss upcoming events, and of course, updates from the Henry Reporter. So grab a coffee and let's dive in. Well, welcome back to this section of the episode, Catalytic Conversation, and we want to welcome back Morrelle McCrary. Morrelle, welcome.
Thanks for having me.
Absolutely. This time around, though, we want to talk a little bit about the Emerging Business Leaders and that program and the transitions that it has made in the last year or so. So, Morrelle, what led you personally to get involved in the EBLP?
I think the EBL called my name because it was an opportunity to help small businesses, younger business owners just jump in.
Okay. Good. I mean, I didn't mean that you didn't qualify for that. I want to put that out there. You did. You were one of our first champions of it. So,
fine.
oh my, I need to remember that I'm talking to my chair here. What do you see as some of the key challenges to that demographic, that age group, and their transition into leadership?
So I feel like that, and I always jump in the time machine and go back for me. When I was at that stage of let me join the chamber because I want to grow my business, it was difficult to manage that time.
Okay.
Mm-hmm. It's important to be present, but it's also when you're present, you're getting opportunities, live opportunities that you then have to go work.
Right.
So it's a fine balance of work and market and work and network.
That's a great point because, and then depending on what you've got to go back to, if you're not present because you're worried about that.
Right.
Okay. So
and then don't try to, you can't leave out sleep. You have
yeah, true.
I mean, there are many nights where it's like, I'm going to go to the chamber thing. I'm going to do this ribbon cutting. And then I get 15 phone calls while I'm out. And, being in IT, like we have to respond to those calls. So that meant, 1, 2 a.m., I was getting caught up on everything else. And then rinse, repeat, start the next day doing the same thing. So I get it. It's a big time management piece.
Well, so looking at the next Leadership Lab program,
mm-hmm.
and leading from within, and we've talked to, or we're going to talk to Cornelius in a little bit, but what do you see that the benefit to our young professionals, the emerging business leaders attending this lab?
I think that the benefit they'll see is probably learning about the leader within. You have to know where your lane is to stay in it. And I think that if you could accelerate that part of your growth as a business owner or a future business leader, I think you're ahead of the game, way ahead of where I started.
Yeah, where I started too, yeah. So this lab, and it's called a lab because it's not just a lecture.
Right.
I'm assuming there's going to be not necessarily role playing, but there's going to be some exercises.
Sure.
What would those look like, especially for those introverts coming in? We don't want them to be afraid. So let's.
I mean, you got to have an icebreaker for sure. That usually gets people talking. Although I have not been to one chamber function where people didn't talk. It's usually hard getting these folks on task.
Yeah,
but,
I can see that.
I don't foresee that, that being an issue. I think the biggest piece to getting people involved in the exercise is getting them to that thought process of, hey, we have to dig deeper right now. We can network when we come out of this deeper session, but we need to understand some things about ourselves and our businesses before we can even promote our business as well.
Right. Yeah, I think, one of the struggles I always have, whether it's chamber or it's a class or anything, when you give them the small group project, or in this case, the networking, and then you have to stop it to continue the program.
Mm-hmm.
Don't want, once they're comfortable networking and connecting, it almost feels uncomfortable to have to bring them back to the party. So good.
Well, and the thing about that too is like, I still know businesses that I meet with on a regular basis. They don't know what makes them unique.
Yeah.
And, I think that's something that maybe they can help dig into in this EQ lab.
Yeah, I absolutely agree with you when you got to come up with that unique value. I see people look at what their competition's doing.
Right.
And trying to copy it.
Paste.
Right. Which kind of defeats the unique portion of it. Yeah. Right. Okay. Switching gears a little bit, because I'm looking forward to that, but I also know that you and Trinity and Leonard and your group, your committee, have put a lot of effort into the scavenger hunt.
Well, it's a competition. It's a real thing. I was just talking to Trinity today about some hidden scavenger pieces here at the chamber that I plan to accomplish before I leave.
Okay, all right. So if individuals, and this is brought to us by the Emerging Business Leader Program. But if individuals want to partake, is it too late to get involved?
No, this thing runs into October.
Okay.
So there's plenty of time to get involved. We actually want more people to compete because they don't want to see me win, my team win.
If you're putting the things around the chamber, I mean, you got a head start.
I mean, hey, I didn't place anything. I'm just here to find it, okay? I'm all about hide and go seek.
Okay, all right. All right.
Except for a puzzle. Do not give me another puzzle.
Oh, yeah, I heard the stories. But now I know, I heard that your wife wanted a copy of that.
She wants some for her leadership plan.
Oh, for her, okay. I thought maybe she was just going to give that to you one night and just be like, here. No, okay.
If I saw that thing coming, I'm putting it in the fireplace.
So what else do you see on the horizon for the Emerging Business Leaders Program?
That's really, that's like a dreamer question. Well, if I look at Emerging Business Leader Program, what I would like to see is how do we better support those businesses, those business owners that are at the cusp? What are programming that they want to see that will help get them to the right place? I feel like this leadership lab is a great opportunity in that direction to help them understand, okay, this is my lane. I really know what I'm doing now, or I understand the why behind why I'm doing this, to promote and push it to the next level. And I think, again, once you find out what you're really, really good at, then you are really, really will excel at it. So,
and you also know what you can offload.
That's true. That's true. Or delegate or outsource. I mean, I'm a prime proponent of that. Look, hey guys, I know nothing about accounting. Let's find an accountant. I know nothing about, landscaping. Let's find a landscaper. So surround yourself with fellow chamber members that will help you offload some of these things.
Absolutely.
And I'm really looking forward to the collaboration with the Better Business Bureau as well. So I think that's going to be a big piece of,
I think so.
And the EBLP going.
I think just the last couple of years, your leadership and Chris's and Keena's and, all the way back to Sharon with the idea for the resource center, I think that we have added so much value, especially for our small businesses.
For sure.
And looking at the entrepreneurship, the leadership lab, the mentorship that you're also a part of, just obviously the growth in our membership shows it as well. Right. So I thank you for that leadership too. As a last question, Morrelle, why do you believe now is the time to invest in building a stronger community for these emerging leaders?
They are the future.
Okay.
I mean, these business owners that are coming up now, they are the future business leaders for the county. I always tell them, look, jump in, do your business, work it hard, and pass it down or sell it off one day.
Absolutely.
Who knows what will happen? But I definitely believe that's the future of Henry County and what it looks like.
I agree. And I appreciate them getting involved at this point so that when some of us are ready to ride off into the sunset,
we all have to retire at some point.
That's right. One
retire
way or another.
Or expire, but both will happen.
If anybody's interested in learning more about the Emerging Business Leader Program, the Leadership Lab, the Scavenger Hunt, who should they reach out to?
I mean, really, my go-to person at the chamber is Trinity for that. Anything for Emerging Business Leader Program, as well as the Scavenger Hunt. Trinity's my go-to on that. Very knowledgeable. She knows pretty much everything in and out, even how to solve crazy puzzles.
Yes, she does. She loves taking that puzzle everywhere. I think she's bringing it to the next board meeting for you.
Oh, I'm not doing that. That would be interesting to see all the leaders try to figure that out, though.
Well, any last items or anything that you want to share about the leadership program with anybody wanting to get involved?
If you are a business owner out there and you just feel like you don't have a good handle on things, it can be one thing, two thing, multiple things. Definitely check out the Emerging Business Leader Program. I feel like you will find value in it. Either that, maybe that'll bridge you into the mentorship program, sponsored by Kaiser Permanente. And I feel like between those two components will really take you and your business to the next level. So I feel very confident to say, from when I first joined the chamber to present day, things have completely changed. And if people will just put in a little bit of time and effort, they will see the reward.
Yeah, I appreciate that. I think, we all have a limited amount of time.
That's it.
And so we're trying to figure out where we put it. And I think that investing a little bit of time each week, each month with the chamber and some of these programs definitely has that return.
It does. And you're building relationships. And People want to do business with people they trust.
That's right. Morrelle, one last question I forgot to ask. To participate in the entire Emerging Business Leaders Program or even the Leadership Lab, what is the financial investment that they have?
It's all free. They just need the time. They
Wow.
need to make time to be there and be present.
I think that's a good price.
Yeah.
All right.
You can't beat free.
No, you can't.
So sign up today for all of it.
Yeah, henrycounty.com. And the event is Thursday, June 26th here at the Chamber. So hope to see people there. Morrelle, thank you.
Excellent. Thank you guys for having me.
Absolutely. Anytime. This episode's Elite Member Highlight features Bennett International Group. Bennett's commitment to a culture of safety and emphasis on family is unparalleled. Their specialized, innovative, and integrated solutions make them a proven leader in transportation, distribution, global logistics, and supply chain industry. From their humble beginnings as a small family-owned business to their exponential growth into a family of companies, their core values have never wavered. As Atlanta's #1 woman-owned business, We Care is a model that begins with CEO Marcy Taylor and drives every employee, owner-operator, contractor, and agent within Bennett to provide outstanding customer service. We thank Bennett International Group for their elite membership. Well, welcome back to Voices of the Chamber, and with us today we have Chris Wood with Snapping Shoals. Welcome, Chris.
Thank you, Joe.
Thanks for joining us. Tell us a little bit about your role at Snapping Shoals and what you do there.
Okay, I am what's called Vice President of Economic Development and External Affairs. So on behalf of our electric utility, I deal with most of the things externally where we're dealing with the business community or just the communities at large in the parts of the 8 counties that we serve.
Okay, and so that really does have a good fit then with your role with the Chamber.
It does.
So as board chair, bringing that role with the external affairs and economic development to the board of directors for the Chamber, how did that work for you? How were you able to help us move?
It was an amazing fit for me. It gave me a front row seat into all of the things that I deal with at work, but in Henry County specifically.
Mm-hmm.
We belong to 8 different chambers, and we play hard in 3 chambers that the majority of our customers live in, which is Henry, Rockdale, and Newton. So as fast as Henry is growing and all the things that we have going on here, I had a literal front row seat to it all.
Yeah.
It was amazing.
Morrelle, a couple of weeks ago, said that it was like an amusement park ride being chair. Okay. You're going to agree with him?
In some ways, I guess this is my 4th year on the board and had been on the executive committee and had been to board meetings and knew what we did as a chamber. But Snapping Shoals and I had committed to the year that I was chair that I would be present as much as I could to the extent that work would allow it. I spent a good amount of time over here, and I joked about, I was aware of all the things that went on, but maybe not I called it the show pony aspect of getting out and being the chair, doing so many of the different events that I might not normally have made time for. It was amusing. I got a kick out of a lot of people knowing who I was where I didn't know who they were. But I met so many people and so many businesses, and looking back on it, that was one of the most magical years that I've had, probably up there with the various leadership classes as far as actually meeting people in the community, getting to know the movers and shakers and the business owners of Henry County. It was a lot, but I wouldn't trade it for the world. It was a great experience.
It's funny, too, because a lot of times when that chair first moves into that role, that first week, that first month, they want to know why it's only 1 year. Now you know,
yes,
right? Yeah,
yes.
yeah. It can be exhausting.
It was like drinking from a fire hose for the first few months, and then you kind of get the swing of things. We do a lot as an executive committee, as a team, but at some point, a month or 2 in, you realize, okay, the buck kind of stops with me, and I need to step into more of a leadership role. So that was interesting and also a lot of fun.
Yeah, I think we are very fortunate. I'm very fortunate that we have such a strong, focused, dedicated executive committee. I really appreciate that the way that committee has developed, and it's a very much a shared governance.
I think it's a wonderful cross-section of people that represent small businesses and big businesses. I don't know that the committee always moves as fast as I would like to see it move sometimes, but sometimes slow and deliberate and getting things right is crucial as well. And I do think that committee and the board as a whole has a wonderful working relationship with you and the staff as far as we try to know what our lane is and stay in it and trust the professionals to get the job done. But it's a great working relationship.
Yeah, I think there's a great deal of respect on both sides.
Yes.
You know, the team has a great deal of respect for the volunteers, and the volunteer leadership has a great deal of respect for the team members and their roles. And very collaborative, but definitely knows, I think for the most part, we all know where those lanes are.
I think that was one of the biggest eye-opening experiences for me as chair, was realizing just how many subcommittees there are. There's so many volunteers from the community that come and dedicate their time and do stuff to make things happen.
Absolutely.
And that was really, really eye-opening to me, and I got to experience more of that firsthand the year that I was chair.
I know it was a year ago, but what, if anything, stands out from that year that you're proud of for your accomplishment?
One of the things that I admire about you and the Henry Chamber, we've always been inclusive and tried to include everybody. And I really didn't come into it having any big one agenda that I wanted, but we have had the entire time that I've been involved in the chamber, consistent involvement from one of our mayors and one of our county commissioners. And my goal was to reach out to the others and see how many we could bring to the table. It's magical to see how much goes on about Henry County once a month in that board meeting. Morrelle has carried forward with that this year, and we've seen some change and some additions and more of those people coming in and participating, and that warms my heart. It's nice to see we set some wheels in motion, and there was a lot going on underneath the water, and then to actually see it start to come to fruition.
Yeah, I think that's, every one of us from time to time gets frustrated because it feels like nothing's moving. But in the case of this, it did take some planning and some prep work and everything. And kudos to you for engaging us to do that and to reach out and have those conversations with them.
One of the things I've learned at work is a lot of times the squeaky wheel gets the oil. So sometimes it's fun to be that squeaky wheel and you just bug people until they're like, okay, I'll come check this out and see what it's all about.
Morrelle and I spoke of this, that there's so many activities and programs and services that we do, but you just have to pick where you go.
Right.
You have to pick what's going to be best for you and or your organization. What do you think is where the chamber brings value to business leaders?
Networking for me, that's a good part of what I do at work, but I have learned a long time ago, it's not necessarily what you know. A lot of times it's who you know, and making those connections and actually building those relationships. What better place to do that in Henry County but at the chamber? You come across everybody at some point if you're getting out and actively participating. And for me, one of the things that floored me was watching a lot of the smaller businesses that asked those questions but came in and devoted time. And it wasn't just showing up here or there. A lot of them got involved in the ambassadors program, or you would go and you would just see this person start popping up over and over and over. And after about a year of doing that, you'd see some of them were up for like ambassador of the year. They were doing this, that, and you realize they were someone coming and putting in effort. And then you'd start to see a little bit less of them. And I would start to ask, it was like, hey, where's so-and-so? I haven't seen them in a while. Well, they had gotten so busy with the work and the job and the business that they were starting and getting off the ground, but getting out and doing things with the chamber had driven those relationships to where they were having to scale back in their volunteer time with the chamber because they were getting too busy at work. And I know, that's just an ongoing thing.
Right.
A lot of people don't realize there's more to it than I just pay my dues and I get to put the sticker on the door of my business and I've got an email list to email out to. Getting out and doing the things, coming to some of the events, you just get to know the movers and shakers. And if you're in a business and you're looking to grow your business, that's how you make it happen.
Absolutely. One last question. As you have another year or two, I believe, on the board, should you not get tired of us, the experience that you've had, how has that changed your role at Snapping Shoals, and what do you hope your next step is?
So let's see, how has it changed me? It just makes you aware of more that goes on in the community. It gives you the opportunity to slow down a bit and maybe digest what what's going on, new businesses that are coming up, different initiatives that are coming out through the county government, through the city governments, things that are happening at Parks and Rec. It plugs you in deeper to your community, and you can appreciate more that's going on. Probably some of the bigger takeaways for me at work, I have connected and gotten to know so many people that I wind up calling in a work capacity, or that now they've got a friend at Snapping Shoals, and if they have a question, they call me. I probably don't have the answer for them, but I know who I can go to get them the answer. So deepening my relationships and friendships with people in the community has probably been something that's benefited me a lot at work. I will always be involved in coming to the events and doing the things, even if I'm not a board
Well, I
member.
hope so. I look forward to it. Thank you to Snapping Shoals. Thank you to you. We're coming back, I think, in a couple of weeks, and we're going to talk about the Flex program. And I hope that that's something that we can engage you with.
I'd love to.
Good.
We'll be a part of that.
All right. Well, we'll continue to keep that in mind and keep you on the list of people.
Excellent.
Thank you, Chris. I appreciate your time.
Thanks, Jeff.
Absolutely. And we'll be right back.
Hey guys, Morrelle McCrary here with Ramtech PC Solutions. We provide IT solutions for businesses that need our services. We focus on IT help desk. We focus also on cybersecurity and IT compliance. If you guys ever need assistance or ever have a wonder of if I'm doing my IT right, is my IT guy doing what he's supposed to do, give us a call. Let us help you with that.
And welcome back. Here are the upcoming events. June 18th, join us for the Innovation Summit, Empowering Through Trust, Leadership, and Inclusion. From 8 a.m. to 2:30 p.m. at the Morrelle Manders Conference Center in Stockbridge, join over 280 businesses and entrepreneurial leaders to discover how fostering a strong, inclusive business culture plays a vital role in driving community and business success. On June 26th, join us for our next Leadership Lab for the Emerging Business Leader Program, Leading from Within. From 9 a.m. to 11 a.m. in the Hudgens Room, emerging leaders are invited to join us for an immersive leadership experience facilitated by EQ Growth Lab. Whether you are building your career, launching a business, or stepping into your first leadership role, this session is your chance to reset, refocus, and reconnect with the leader you are becoming. On June 26th, join us for Business After Hours at Fun Spot America Atlanta. From 5:30 to 7 p.m., join us for an extraordinary evening of networking, great food, and a celebration of Fun Spot America Atlanta, a family-friendly amusement park featuring thrilling go-kart tracks, roller coasters, arcade games, and more. Join us Thursday, July 10th from 10 a.m. to 2 p.m. for The Bridge in its first of many visits to Henry County Chamber. A mobile resource center, The Bridge will feature an attorney, financial advisor, HR professional, and business consultant. We believe this moment represents more than just collaboration. It's the convergence of vision, technology, and service, and we want you to be a part of it. We will feature The Bridge on an upcoming episode. On July 15th, From Vision to Victory, Maxwell Strategic Planning with Judy McMurtry. Join us from 11:30 to 1 in the Business Resource Center, where we wrap up our From Vision to Victory series with a dynamic hands-on session designed to align your vision with action. On July 21st and 22nd, join us for the Henry County Schools Educator Launch. This annual event, we encourage Chamber members to help welcome 600 new teachers to Henry County Schools by sponsoring or providing 600 items representing their businesses for teacher gift bags. We ask that you do not include glass, brochures, or flyers. And finally, on July 3rd, in our Business Resource Center, join us for Visibility is Profitability, featuring social media strategies for Henry County businesses to better understand social media when creating and scaling their businesses. Well, welcome back to this episode's Connecting Point featuring Cornelius Gamble. Cornelius, welcome.
Thank you. Pleasure to be here.
Tell us a little bit about your background, Cornelius.
Yeah, so I just retired from the Marine Corps after a good amount of time.
Thank you for your service.
I greatly appreciate it. And it feels good to be on this side. After going through so many different trials, ups and downs, and unique experiences of the world, I found that there is actually a lot of ways to simplify life. Like, my company came about from the idea of all of my struggles, the things that I was going through. I got back from Iraq. My mom passed away from a brain aneurysm.
Oh my gosh, I'm sorry to hear that.
Yeah, and life just continued to unfold, and it seemed like it just would never stop.
Yeah.
And what was I to do? You know, I was a recruiter, and as we say, the mission continues. And so
I'm grateful to be here. It was sought after from trying to explore things that the traditional realm didn't work. And through research and study, God showed me ways to improve.
All right.
Once I applied it,
well, thank goodness for that. Yeah,
Absolutely.
Thank you. Tell us a little bit about where this has taken you and your company.
Yes. So the birth of EQ Growth Lab is fairly new. The idea of it was actually originally a life coaching company, and I was doing one-on-one, and then it evolved here recently when I had transitioned from the Marine Corps after retirement. I had another little moment, which was super surprising to me, right? You would think like the mastermind set life coach would not experience these things, but it showed me as well that in the end, regardless of accolades, titles, pedigree, we're all just human.
Absolutely.
And it's so important to never forget about the human element. And so now, being here in Henry County, my goal and mission is not only to make a great impact in the community, but to build this company and organization worldwide, because no matter where people are, we all need.
Absolutely. So this EQ, the emotional intelligence in that, what has that meant for you in Henry County over the since its inception, I guess?
Yeah. It's been amazing. First off, shout out to the Henry County Chamber of Commerce.
Thank you.
Let me say that first off. Coming here, I've seen within, I would say, 60 days, remarkable change and growth in my organization.
Wonderful.
From speaking opportunities, the exposure, the networking opportunities, even with speaking to some delegates. I met with the mayor of Stockbridge to talk about some options for the police department. And it just goes to show that sometimes all you have to do is take the first
One step. Yeah. Wonderful. So you mentioned the police department. What other, I guess, groups, community members in that? What's your target business to speak to, and then how do you help them?
Yeah, absolutely. So my target audience or target industry that we focus on, EQ Growth Lab, is actually the C-suite and above. These principles apply to everybody. And one thing I realized just yesterday on my meditation walk was that leaders need personal development as well. It's just sometimes we forget that step.
Or we don't take the time.
And we don't take the time.
We don't feel like we have the time.
Yes.
It just keeps that burnout going.
Yes, 100%. And it's real. And so what we do is we help leaders and organizations regain clarity and focus on reforming their mindset and their habits to help create lasting change.
Wonderful. And I know Trinity asked you in today so that we could talk about the EQ program that you're doing with our emerging business leaders. So what can they look forward to?
Oh, yes. Clarity. If I could put it in one simple way of saying that, it would be clarity. I was doing some research in the development of this, and it's just amazing that when you strip away all the branches, the leaves, and you get down to the roots, everyone is just really looking for clarity. It's not that people don't know what to do or how to do, but how do we do it with the time we have, with the pressures that we have, especially in our positions. And so having that clarity and realizing that there are tools that you can use right now in a matter of 5 minutes that can change your life, but it has to be intentional. That's what people will walk away with.
Okay. All right. One quick question. So this will be the tough one because you've got to pare it down to one. But what is one key takeaway that you can leave with our audience today?
The one key takeaway that the audience can walk away with is that everything you need is already inside of you.
Wonderful.
Look inward.
Okay.
And then you'll see the change.
Wonderful. Thank you. And Cornelius, the date of your Emerging Business Leader Program.
Yes, it's going to be June 26, 2025 from 9 a.m. to 11 a.m. here at the Henry County Chamber of Commerce.
Wonderful. And they can find that online at henrycounty.com. They can register. Well, I thank you for your time, sir.
Yes, thank you as well.
Appreciate it. And thank you for your service.
Thank you.
Hello, this is the Henry Reporter, sharing local news about Henry County since 2017. Let's take a look at the latest local news. The Henry County School Board has awarded a construction contract for a new elementary school. The new school, Wolf Creek Elementary, will be located on South Unity Grove Road in Locust Grove. The new school will open in August 2027. The school's construction is being paid for by Education SPLOS 6. The school is one of 9 new classroom projects that were a part of the eSPLOS program. Out of those 9 projects, Wolf Creek Elementary is the 7th project that will be beginning construction. Some of the other projects included Birch Creek Elementary in McDonough, which opened last year, and the STEM High School in Stockbridge, which is under construction. The Henry County Schools Foundation will be hosting a Fill the Bus campaign on Saturday, June 21st. Community members can drop off school supplies to help fill the bus at various locations in Henry County. Some of those locations include Hampton First Baptist Church, Tanger Outlets in Locust Grove, Sharon Church and Turning Point Church in the Ola community, Eagles Landing Country Club, and Stockbridge Community Church. Again, that's on Saturday, June 21st from 9 a.m. to 2 p.m. Business owners in the community, there is also sponsorship opportunities available for both the Fill the Bus campaign and the Henry County Public Schools Foundation. Visit the Foundation's website for more information if you're interested. Close to 1,800 new residential units will be coming to the city of Hampton. That's according to a recent presentation by city staff looking at new subdivisions which are either under construction or in development plan review. A total of 7 subdivisions are on the horizon within the city, located throughout Hampton. Finally, a new 7 Brew coffee will be coming to Stockbridge after city officials approved a conditional use permit for the drive-thru coffee shop. The new 7 Brew will be located on North Henry Boulevard in front of Walmart. The company is considering other sites throughout Henry County according to city officials. However, those locations are not finalized yet, and those details will be forthcoming if and when the company moves forward with those sites. This has been the Henry Reporter. Be sure and check out our website, www.henryga.news, for all of the latest local news and events.
Welcome back to the Member Minutes. Connecting Henry's collaborative meeting is scheduled for June 17th at 9 a.m. at Mercer University's Henry County campus. Nonprofits, government and public agencies, civics groups, and citizens are invited to share ideas and resources to strengthen families and children in Henry County. This month's SBDC drop-in office hours have moved to Tuesday, June 17th from noon to 3 due to the Juneteenth holiday. Amoa Enterprises presents In the Mix Networking Series on Wednesday, June 18th at 6 p.m. Entrepreneurs, professionals, and business leaders are invited to join this Juneteenth kickoff celebration at T&T Daiquiri Spot on Jonesboro Road in McDonough. Registration is required. On Juneteenth, Impact Nutrition and Kingdom Huddle invite you to attend Juice and Juneteenth from 9 a.m. to noon. After that, head over to Freedom and Futures from noon to 3 at Events 2120 on Jodica Road. This inspiring Juneteenth celebration features a dynamic panel discussion and informative business sessions with food, vendors, and fun. Elevate your leadership skills and transform your professional relationships by mastering emotional intelligence. In today's dynamic global business landscape, thriving teams and successful outcomes hinge on strong, effective relationships. Clayton State University offers an immersive seminar designed to equip you with the tools to drive innovation and productivity through EI. This engaging session focuses on the practical application of EI, empowering you to boost personal awareness, connect deeply with others, manage stress effectively, navigate conflict with confidence, and foster collaboration and resilience. Contact Clayton State University at clayton.edu for more information. And finally, the SHRM monthly chapter meeting features Kevin Wintz, ESGR State Chairman, who shares the HR Guide to Navigating Legal Compliance in 2025 on June 26th. Attendees will learn how to navigate and uphold the employer's responsibilities under the Uniformed Services Employment and Reemployment Rights Act. Details on these programs and more can be found on our website at henrycounty.com.
Hey guys, I'm Morrelle McCrary with Ramtech PC Solutions. Have you ever wondered if your business is compliant? Have you ever wondered if your current IT guy is doing what he says he's going to do for your business? If you have questions like that, don't hesitate. Please call me at 678-999-2172, and we can check and make sure that you have the support, compliance, and cybersecurity that you need.
If you are interested in discussing membership benefits or sponsorship opportunities, please connect with our team at 770-957-5786 or at henrycounty.com. And join us next week for more member and community news and more information about chamber happenings. Until next time, stay connected, stay inspired, and keep growing with us at the Henry County Chamber.